It's working. Are you going to still be mean to me?
I'm being mean to you.
You've been mean to me for the last 15 minutes.
I have not.
Yes, you have.
Minutes. What are you talking about? I just got your food.
And then you were mean to me.
I was not mean to you. Did I just cook for you?
Well, if you call it throwing someone else sticks in
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Dickie, Mango, what's going on, guys?
Oil, Tony.
Uncle Cat is being mean to me
I'm
tonight.
not being mean to you.
I feel like an outcast. I feel like I don't even belong here. I want to just curl up in a ball and cry.
Oh my God.
Or eat mozzarella sticks. It's the same thing, really.
Stop it.
What's going on, guys?
Stop it.
I'm doing great, CJ. Wrench, what's going on? Don't say hi to Uncle Kathy.
Why?
Because she's being mean to me.
Bring my mozzarella sticks back there.
She's like, you can't operate the computer. You don't know how to do things. You're bad.
That is not what I said.
You're not a good
That is
person.
not what I
That's what
said.
you said lots of hurtful, hateful fucking things to me.
All right, Tony.
I'm just watching Nick's Garage and everything is so pleasant and he's so good and upbeat. And then I have Uncle Kathy saying hurtful things to me, shit that just cuts right to the bone.
Wow, Tony.
Maggie, get down. Where's my mask? I'm not a mask guy. Hand shits in this. Are you blocked? Why would I block you? Maybe Uncle Kathy blocked you. Maybe I'm not the only one she's.
I didn't block anybody.
Well, obviously not blocked because I can read your comment. Fubar, thank you for putting that link. Fubar's nice to me. So we've been having a lot of problems with YouTube lately. With these lives, they just cut out on us. Last night we went dead and we couldn't bring it back no matter how much we tried. Silver, thank you. My 80-year-old dad bought a perfect 2000 Camaro. Can he still grow a mullet at that age? Because that's cool if he can. Absolutely. I eat a mozzarella stick for you, and then you to salute your dad with his Camaro. Egg rolls. No, brother man. It's a mozzarella stick. I'm hooked on these things. They're fucking delicious. Because each way a convertible, he can't drive your Miata anymore. Why? Luna, what's going on, brother man? Bob Ross. Bob Ross. Happy little tree guy.
Oh, good. Cool.
Let's see if he mean to me in front of Bob
I'm
Ross.
not mean to you. Stop exaggerating. Stop telling people that I'm mean to you.
Now, Uncle Tony, any advice talking to girls? Summon your inner asshole. They love assholes.
Tony.
What? It's true.
No, it's not true. Not true.
Uncle Kathy says I'm wrong. Because I'm bad.
Oh my goodness, Tony.
He like the Cookie Monster. He's one of my role models, actually. You should see me with steak. Baby.
What, Tony?
Can I get some more of those?
Are you serious?
Yeah, those delicious.
How many do you want?
I don't know, like 5, 6.
Yeah.
No, Maggie.
I'll make them because I'm mean to you.
My dogs are awesome. I love them. This is Maggie trying to climb up on it. Come here, Maggie. Come here. And now she doesn't want to come up. Is there going to be a little street race action with Bottle Rocket? Very quite possibly. I gotta do a little testing with the car. I gotta do a little testing. Actually, I saw a thing come up on Facebook. I'm never on Facebook. I popped up on Facebook, and there's a local street racing group, and having a kid. They're gonna try to pull off a cash days here. So I said I would buy in as a spectator. So I'll see how that goes. What was the horsepower of the nitro cars you're in? Little RC things, 049 Cox, probably about a third of a horsepower. They were pretty fucking brutal. Maggie, get away from my mozzarella sauce stick stuff. 66 salvage restorations. Hanging in there, brother man. Hanging in there. Catfishing Chris. Uncle Tony, you sexy babe. You're a guy? Don't please. It says, hey, Uncle Kathy. See, they're being nice to you.
Why wouldn't they
Yeah.
be?
Fix that old 833 head. I'm not going to fix it. I'm just going to find a replacement and plug it in. 049 Cox. The guy asked me about the highest horsepower nitro thing I ever worked with. I was being honest. Maggie, am I Italian? No, I'm Norwegian. Look at me. Come on. How about tires for street race? Issue slicks or drag radials? See, it's street racing, so it depends on what you and the people who you're racing against are going to agree on. You know what I mean? So, Bottle Rocket is probably going to end up running on drag radials, and regular, regular standard DOT street tires. But again, it's like what kind of tires the car wears really depends on what group you're racing with. Maggie, off. She's going nuts. She wants that sauce. Let's talk about the NASCAR camera. I don't know. Tell us about the Illuminati. What the fuck is the Illuminati? What are favorite cars to work on, domestic or exotic? Man, I don't like working on an exotic. I used to have a friend of mine actually, a guy named Ty, and he would always be buying these exotic cars, fucking Ferraris and fucking Porsches and Maseratis and shit, and bringing this stuff to me. I was like, oh, please. Every time I love the guy. He was a great fucking guy, but every time I see him pull in, I was like, oh, I'm in for another adventure here. Illuminati makes cams, yes. The Illuminati's been grinding cams for about 2,500 years now, actually, I believe. Do I know who Jimmy Brianti is from New York? Not offhand. My take on older Volvos. I love the older Volvos, very simple, beautiful fucking cars. Up, off. You all need to go to Buffalo Valley drag strip sometime. Yeah, as soon as they open. What's your dream car? Yours. Your car is my dream car. Leave the keys on the sun visor. And maybe a couple of dollars of gas on the fucking passenger seat so I can, you fucking hate German cars. It's such a pain in the ass. Took you 3 days of changing time belt. I don't know what to do. Yeah, oh please, I know. And how many plastic things did you break in the process of that? Would I put a Hemi in an old Volvo? No, man. I would do the Volvo motor. Maggie, stop. She's going berserk. There's Maggie, and there's the sauce, and she's like, no, stop. Yeah, so this is my daily struggle. Baby.
Yeah.
Are those things burning?
No, I just.
Okay, all right. Don't yell at me. She's just about to tear into me again.
Just put them in.
She was about to tear into me again.
I to tear into you.
FF, what's going on? Volvo is the European Mopar. Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely. Definitely. What's going on with the Ask Uncle Tony channel? The Illuminati made us stop. They said that we were getting too close to the truth, so we had to stop. You leave your keys in the ignition every day. So do I. I don't even. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I take the keys out, I drop them on the floor. To me, I would rather have the car stolen than to actually have to go hunt for the keys. Hey Tony, you think putting a small block Magnum exhaust manifolds on a 72B body with 13 for a daily driver worth it? Yeah, yeah. You may have a little problem. You have to trim the steering column cover back a little bit to make them work. But yeah, that'll do it. Have you ever heard of the New World Order? This is the New World Order. How can you tell if the vacuum advance on a distributor is bad? My 77 W200 idles fine when I put it in drive, it falls flat on its face. Well, a vacuum advance will do that. How do you tell if it's bad? Honestly, take the vacuum hose off at the source, connect it to the canister and suck on it. If you feel tension, you know what I mean? If you can create vacuum with your mouth, the canister is working. It's good. And if you just and there's nobody home, the canister is bad. I mean, it's really that simple. You use Bugler too with Bugler Brothers, silver paired ducks. Bugler Brothers. Can HP manifolds fit a big block A body? Geez. Well, I'll tell you what, I know for sure log manifolds, like 60s C-body log manifolds, will work even on a 440. HP manifolds may work on a low deck motor, but I don't think they'll work on a high deck motor. Did you ever see how the factory 440 A-body exhaust manifold on the driver's side? Have you ever seen how crazy the thing is contoured to get around the steering column? What's my favorite thing to do? Eat. Do I think the moon landing was fake? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. I don't know. Oldest car I ever owned, 1894 Uzo. Uncle Tony looking for the 360 build. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Definitely. I was going to do some. I was going to do some with it today. I just started pulling a motor out of the swinger to get the old motor out of the way. So we didn't film anything today. We'll do something tomorrow. HP difference between HP log manifolds on a street engine. Not very much. There's a dyno test. Somebody ran a dyno test comparing those exhaust manifolds. I forget who it was, but it wasn't much. It was like 2 horsepower, 3 horsepower. Make a full book. Nitrous slant 6. What do we think? Yeah, it's a natural for it. Go for it. Luna, your wife always gets a kick out of your answers. She's here cracking up. That's excellent. I'm glad I can crack up your old lady. Uncle Kathy doesn't crack up with anything I say. She just scowls at me and then hurls hateful insults, at me. And, I bear it. Goodness. I'm abused, and I don't want to say it too. I don't want to say it too loud because she's right over there. She's right on the fucking couch, and she's come out with the fucking fangs out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but yeah, God. I got to walk on eggs around here. It's nuts. Right? You guys don't understand what the real. What's so funny, honey? Yeah. You're an idiot. She's gonna get me in my sleep. Oh my God. 360, same trans as 318, same bolt pattern. God bless America and God bless UTG. Thank you, sir. God bless you also. Henpecked. Yeah, no, it's she's. You ever see Psycho? The shower scene in Psycho. I'm the chick in the shower. I'm telling you. Baby. Are the muchsticks burning?
Do you want something?
Just wondering if the muchsticks were okay.
Yeah.
Did I get a haircut? No, it's all over there. Uncle Kathy, a dictator. I call her Kathy the Impaler.
You're so lucky to have me. You have no idea.
Do a cold start. No.
Are they burning? No, they're not burning. They're not done.
You love the video of me standing on top of my record? Oh, the one where I quit smoking? Yeah, that was a good one. We had a lot of fun filming that. Oh, what happened? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Do a cold start with chicken strips. Okay. I only had 74 likes. Am I going to work on the duster anytime soon? No, not for a while. Happy Easter to you too, Danny. Do early max wedge manifolds fit 68 to 70B body? Yes, they would. It's it's slightly tight against the firewall because they did move the motor back 2 inches and reshape the firewall, but they do fit. I've seen it done. Is she hitting you? No, but she will. She will. She's laughing now, right?
Oh, Tony, cut it out.
She sounds cute, but I know her better. That's blood curdling.
Oh, Tony.
Maggie, stop, baby. Just ask. Do I have to ask twice? Do I have to beg? Cuomo is keeping track of me. Cuomo's in New York. I'm down here in Tennessee. Fuck Cuomo. Tony, grind every other tooth of the synchro on the transit. Yeah. Yeah, no. I know all about. I was crash boxing transmissions when I was a teenager. No, there's something in the transmission. There's some slop in the fucking train. It's keeping it from popping in. It has nothing to do with the synchros. It's fun to watch you live. Hilarious. Nick was on at 7. I was watching Nick. I was on there. Nick recognized me. He knows who I am. Do you know who I am? You feel the same way about Cuomo. Did you see the thing? I saw a picture where he's got like fucking pierced nipples, right? He's wearing a shirt. He's wearing like a fucking shirt. It's tight on him, and you can see the motherfucker's got pierced nipples. Okay, like I got no problem with people doing. I mean, do whatever the fuck you want to your nipples. I don't care. But there's just something about a public official. You know what I mean? It's got like pierced nipples. You don't want to see that. I love Nick too. Please, he's fucking awesome. Domestic violence increases on a holiday weekend. It gets worse here every day. I should show you the bruises. What air shocks do I prefer?
What are you telling people?
Nothing, baby. I was telling them how much I love you, and I'm not abused.
Oh, Tony, stop it.
Yeah, moped man. I don't want to talk about pierced nipples, but like the guy's got obviously like fucking pierced nipples, and it's like you're supposed to be the governor. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to as socially liberal as I am. I'm okay. So like financially, I'm as conservative. I'm off the right end of the scale. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like socially liberal, I don't care who the fuck does anything. It doesn't make any difference to me. It just don't hurt kids or animals, and unless you're going to eat them, and not the kids, the animals. Although there might be some of that going on too. But but I'm as socially liberal as they come. But I want my public officials to be I want them to be suit and tie. You know what I mean? Like fucking clean shaven, like very. You know what I'm saying? He has hamsters also. I wouldn't doubt it. It's because he's a robot and that's his charging point. I would believe that. You want to put a Holly puddle dumper on your Oldsmobile Buick soon. That sounds like a plan. They shouldn't be dicks. Who shouldn't be dicks? How about dementia? I have that, I think. You saw Cooper Cobras on my Charger. Do I recommend them buying? Yeah, they're good tires. Ever own a K car? Yeah, I had a couple of them back in the day. Mo Pardin, thank you. Battered husband fun for Uncle Tony. And it's only you only send $2.99. I mean, my personal safety and self esteem is only worth $2.99, but that's okay. No, thank you for the thought. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, baby. What?
Stop telling people that. It's not true. I treat you like gold. I'm like, seriously.
I saw a shirt once. It was like, what did it say? Every it was like every year 200,000 women are battered, but I like them plain too.
That's not funny.
I know it's not funny. It's a terrible, poor taste
funny,
joke.
Why would you even say it?
Because it's a poor taste joke. I wanted to show people how things are not funny.
Okay, you're slowly flushing yourself down the toilet tonight.
A little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time.
Is Maggie part dachshund? No, she's 100% beagle. She's purebred. Where is Fubar or Zero? I don't know. I'm sure they'll get here. Josh, it's good to see you live tonight also. Video on what to say to cops when pulled over for hot rodding. I never say the same thing twice. So it's like, it's hard to, you know what I mean? It's hard to do a video like that. You just got to read the cop, you know? Here's your tip. Do this, right? You ever get pulled over by, I'm serious. It doesn't matter what you get pulled over for, right? You ever get pulled over by a cop, any fucking cop, okay? What you do is you roll down your window, okay, wait for him to come over, and put both of your fucking hands on the windowsill. So, you know, just hang them on the fucking window. Don't keep them in the car. Put both of your hands on top of the door like that, and just talk to him like that. And what that does, it completely disarms him. You know what I mean? Some of them will ask you, like, oh, why are you holding your hands like that? You tell them, I'm doing it for you. And I'm telling you, 100% of the time, they're like, oh, you know what? This guy's all right. I'm not going to bust his chops over fucking, you know, whatever it is. Trust me on that. What's all over the Facebook and Twitter? You want your stimulus so you can do your LS swap. Excellent. I missed your earlier super chat. Did I Mopar then? I'm sorry. Why do I have to go all the way back? Uncle Tony, Holly, or Ettleblock for performance applications. Depends on the level of performance. You know, obviously Holly for your ultra high end stuff, and Ettleblock's are better on your lower end Daily Street type cars. What was your most proud magazine article moment? Oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Because it's all kind of like a blur, you know. I don't know. I did so much magazine stuff back in the day. It's like I can't really. Sell Uncle Kathy and buy one of the ones from overseas. No, you can't get the same kind of deal. Uncle Kathy. What? She's giving me this look. What do I do now? I don't know. No smoking in the house. Okay. There's John. Skinwalker. No. This is Chickenwalker Ranch. That's a crazy place out there. This is just we just have chickens and they walk around in the backyard. Can I give a shout out to your son, Gabe? Of course. What's going on, Gabe? Young gearhead. What are my thoughts on cheap HEI distributors? You get what you pay for. Let's see. Sean, you love our videos, even though you're a Chevy guy. Awesome. Thank you. We try to do it. You know, we do Mopar. You know, okay, we use. I say this 1,000 times. I say this like a real life feed. We use Mopars to illustrate things because that's what I have. I have nothing but Mopars. But I try to keep the information as broad as possible so that you can apply it to anything that you happen to be working on. I generally don't ever do Mopar specific material. You know what I'm saying? It just happens that we do all Mopars. Tony, have you heard of Bill William Cooper? Wasn't that the guy? The guy who robbed he robbed something and jumped out of a plane, or whatever. DB Cooper. I don't even know. My painting in the background is crooked. Is it? Is the camera crooked? I think it's just a camera angle. Do more Mopar specific material? No. Less Mopar specific material because our audience is made up of everybody. You respected my magazine where I called out the Pro Street Fairground cruises as stupid. They were stupid. It was fucking ridiculous. How do I feel about the 383? I love the 383. It's one of my all-time favorite motors. Scott, you sorry you're late. It won't happen again. I know, that's all right. Don't stress it, brother, man. Just chill. Just take a seat and just chill. Speaking of painted, did you buy it? No, Uncle Kathy painted that. More Pontiac specific videos. Generally, no. I don't want to do make specific videos unless it's like a historic thing on a particular type of car or whatever. But no, I really don't like to do make or model specific videos. Like I guess we have you know, we get over 1 million views a month, you know, and not all those people are Mopar people. You know, we get all different stripes. So I try to keep the material as broad as I possibly can. If you could figure out a Mopar Chevy simple. Yeah, more or less. Your Max Wedge guy video has been on many forums. Consensus, he won't get it done. Listen, I'm not to say, you know what I mean? I'm not to say he's going to do whatever he does. Build a replica of the Charles Polk carburetor for the Dart. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Well, is that like that 100 mile per gallon carburetor? That never happened. That never happened. Or somebody who made it made a car run on water or whatever. But yeah, you can get the hydrogen out of the water and run an engine on it. But that the 100 mile per gallon carburetor is bullshit. Not cool, UT. What's not cool? It's real. You've seen it. Did you see it actually make 100 miles to the gallon? Oh, thank you. They're a little excessive melty. What's my Uncle Kathy? Oh. Let's see. You can still get 100 miles if you're on unobtainium solution. Yeah, downhill. You have to downhill during like a fucking hurricane. There's nothing wrong with making a make specific video on occasion. Yeah, on occasion, you know. But again, like I try to keep it broad. Let's see. I've seen similar carburetor on a 77 Ford LTD 51, and we tested it, got over 50. That's probably the variant of Venturi carburetor they used it for a while. They were a pain. They were an issue. They did work, but they didn't work well for long. That was the problem with those things. Do I like the Scorpions? Either the band, the Scorpions? No, I despise that. Man. It's terrible. Favorite hot rod? I don't really particularly have one. How is COVID-19 affecting my business? Well, here's my business. It's not affecting it very much at all. Okay. What's my favorite car I own right now? I was like asking me which one of my kids is my favorite, which of my dogs are my favorite. I love them all for different qualities that they have. Thank you for saying that, Kim. I appreciate that. Yeah, is CB Honda 100? Yeah, of course. I have a stock 454. Idles, good. Revs, good. Neutral. Standard trans. Put in gear and drive down the road and it breaks up bad. Any thoughts? Yeah, weak spark. Check your coil. I don't like the Scorpions. No, I fucking hate the Scorpions. Do I use headlock wheels on top fuel or beadlock? Beadlock wheels on headlock. What am I eating? Mozzarella sticks. Yeah, I definitely hate Rush. Do a video on the baby slam for a trophy for. Yeah, I know. If I come across one, I would. You unsubscribing for that? The Scorpions? Sorry, brother, man. The video done drilling the hole. You can't do it on a straight car? Yeah. But I wouldn't do it on a coil spring car. I wouldn't do it on a car you drive every day. Do it on your hot rod. Doggy wants to, yeah, she's going nuts. What's the most chintzy car of the current you have drove? This might be a tough question. It is a tough question. I'm not really sure what you mean. What was done to your Fox body? It's all stock parts. I just massaged what was there. Joe Bowles, you bought a shirt. Excellent. Thank you for keeping the wheels turning, brother man. What's my favorite hairband? I don't have a favorite hairband. I don't like hair music. Psycho Trucker, what's going on? Do I ever go up north and drive up the Corvette Museum? I've passed it 1,000 times. Every time I go to Bowling Green, I pass it. But I've never been there. Mickey, down. Thank you, Psycho Trucker. What's the fastest I've ever been in a car? 1580. I ran a 1580 at 91 miles an hour, which is like crazy. I don't want to ever go that fast again. Bowling Green is my favorite track. Dakota, can I repeat the name of that carburetor for you so you can do a little research on it? I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of it, but just Google 100 mile per gallon carburetor. You're currently in a Domino's drive-thru. Nice. Tony, my Mustang wheel hops out of control bad now, no matter tire pressure or launch RPM. I can lay a patch with stock, no wheel hop now. With the belt mode, I can't. Well, it depends on what kind of Mustang you got. Because like leaf spring Mustangs and coil spring Mustangs are two completely different animals. Oh, the one that worked but didn't work well, was the variable Venturi. Talk to anybody who was a mechanic in the 70s and the early 80s about the variable Venturi and watch the you see the fucking 1,000-yard stare kick in. Go watch Neutral Drop. I used to live Neutral Drop. I've seen a few other episodes. It's coil spring, so it's a Fox. Offhand, I can't. Honestly, I have to really think about it. I can't just spit out an answer for that right now, just like that easy. Let me dwell on it a little bit. Holly made shitloads on replacement cars. That's right, they did. Slant 4. Slant 6. 4 main bearings versus 7 main bearings. All those. And the advantage is no, it's an advantage. There's less frictional. Crankshaft problems are like unheard of in slant 6s. Don't throw rods, they'll do shit like that. But a broken crank or a torn block, it just does not happen. The 4 mains gets the job done, and they're big mains. Let's see. Which iron Mopar heads work best on a mile 383 build? The best mile 383 depends on if you got like a 0 deck motor, right? Then a set of 516s is probably your best bet, because then that's one of your few opportunities to build a quench combination with a Mopar. Let's say fresh rebuilt slant 6. 125 to 127 psi compression on the cylinders, runs good, no smoke out the exhaust. Head gasket is good, but has blow by out of the valve cover. What could that be? Do you have a PCV hooked up on the thing? Is the vent is the breather clogged? You got you got decent cranking compression, and you're pressurizing the crankcase. I don't know. I would leak test it. Forget about compression test it. Leak test it and see what happens. What's the maximum power the 360 block will handle? I don't know. I don't know. I got a friend of mine who's running. He's got one of the R blocks now, but I know he's put out something about 1150, 1200 horsepower, and he runs one of these street classes. And he's got 1100 horsepower or so on a stock 340 block. So 360 is right there with it. Give a shout out to Uncle Ted if I can. Uncle Ted, hang in there, brother, man. Things are going to get better. I just did drink me some Tang. You need an animated series of UTG. I see that. Yeah, we do. Don't 5/16 heads need hardened valve seats? You know, honestly, right? I've run 5/16s. I never use any lead additives. I don't believe in it. I believe in if you're going to build a pump gas engine or you're going to run around a pump gas, use pump gas. That's it. What's available at the pump. And I mean, I've run around 5/16s and 906s. Because 452s have hardened seats. But I've run around with 5/16s and 906s, and I never had any problems with them. Who's drinking antifreeze? LSX Hunter? Oh, Marv, anytime, brother, man. I'll see you later. Is someone behind me? Mopar man, what's going on? Tony, is hitting the rev limiter often bad? I mean, if is the motor loaded or not? Because if it's not loaded, no, there's no detrimental effect. If it is loaded, yeah, you're really stressing the fucking crankshaft. Uncle Tony, I'm very interested in high mile per gallon cars. I saw this video years back where a guy used a strainer on a 4-hole carb spacer. And what was the purpose of that? To further break up whatever droplets might get through? I've seen all kinds of stuff like that. And you know, at some point, because I'm kind of interested in mileage cars too. At some point, we may play around with shit like that. Hitting the rev limiter in a rental car is great. Yes, it's actually it's one of my favorite activities. Ever meet Joe Oldham? Yes, many times, many times. I worked with Joe Oldham. What causes the seats to sink? The exhaust. It's metal transference from the seat to the valve. Exhaust temperature gets hot enough. That's the key too. The exhaust temperature has to be hot for a long period of time for there to be any real transference of metal. But that's what happens. The metal in the seat just starts in the cylinder head just starts to get etched out. Would a high lift, short duration cam help or hurt air velocity? Would a high lift, short duration cam help or hurt? It would hurt. Aaron, I'm a national. I appreciate that. Thank you, Aaron. I've written a few short paragraphs on different classic car specs for Gaming Mod website. I'm not a pro writer like me. You're not a pro writer. I was never a pro writer. Don't get confused with the fact that I did a lot of magazine work and I got paid for it, right? With me being a pro writer. I never considered myself to be a writer. I still don't. I was a mechanic that wrote stuff, not a writer. For pork chop, you mean lamb chop. Thank you, Leo. What's a good recipe for small displacement V8s? That's such a loaded question because every engine has different requirements. Every engine has different good points and bad points. And then, of course, is what's the recipe for? What are you trying to accomplish with it? No way to answer a question like that here, like this. Did Lamb Chop build that race? Yeah, he built that. The Lama Rosa rails? Yeah. He's actually done a couple of them. Who wrote for Cat? No, I wrote the stuff myself. But just because I wrote things doesn't mean that I consider myself to be a writer. Does that make any sense? I was a mechanic who wrote some stories, as opposed to a writer who would, let's say, work on cars, right? I was a mechanic who wrote stories. Pick a team: Landys, Ram Chargers, or Garlets. Ram Chargers. How much horsepower can the stock internals of a 351 Windsor handle? I do not know. Probably more than you're going to put to it, but I don't know. You really have to ask that in a Ford-specific forum. What's the fastest car you've ever driven? I haven't driven it yet. Does Uncle Kathy drive me around town? No, why? The Ram Charger did not sell yet. Bunch of tire kickers. Nobody actually fucking come through. Thank you, Robert. Happy Easter to you, too. Yeah, thank you, Donald. What are my thoughts about putting a Chevy engine in a Mopar simply because I don't crossbreed? To me, crossbreeding is I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Knock yourself out. Put any engine in any car that you feel fit. But if you ask me, my own personal opinion is I don't like to see any crossbreeding at all. I don't even like to see engines that weren't a specific body swapped into that. I like to see the original motor type, motor style worked within the framework that it came in. To me, that's real hot rodding. Thank you, Big Old Ford. Same to you, my friend. Can you zip tie back the transmission lever if no kickdown linkage? I put a spring on them. But you're talking about a drag only car now, right? Because you don't want to do that on the street. But if it's a drag only car, yeah, put a spring on there. Christopher Varian, 50. Thank you so much, Chris. You're curious as to what a gearhead thinks about the latest supercars. Softballing it for the first hit. What do you think about the 992, and what would you do with it? Okay, I'm impressed by what they do. The new cars. How can you not be impressed? The technology is impressive. Everything about these cars is impressive. And I like watching other people work with them. But me, myself, they don't press the right buttons for me. Does that make any sense? It doesn't really matter how fast the fucking thing goes. It goes in the 9s, it goes in the 8. I don't care. They don't press the right buttons for me. They don't talk to me. I prefer the old analog technology. So to ask me what my opinion on a modern cars is, I'm as much of a spectator as anybody else when it comes to stuff like that. And I do watch. I do pay attention. but I have no desire to really work with them, and I have no desire to get involved with them. Does that make any sense? I wish I could give you a better answer than that. What happened to the Blue Max Raymond Beetle? He died a couple of years ago. How do you stop a Mopar of 5.9 from pinging on acceleration? Try backing off the timing. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that'll cause it. Like a bunch of different things that'll cause it. But try backing off the timing a little bit and see what happens. What was the guy's name with the Ford van? It was Nick. Nick. His name was Nick. Sorry, Tony. What I meant was, what's a good recipe for a hot, street-driven, small displacement V8? You have a Ford 289. I mean, basic recipe. It's very hard to. I mean, camshaft choice has everything to do with vehicle weight, gearing, intended use, right? Compression in most cases is very overrated. So your biggest thing is aside from the camshaft getting air in and out of the engine, is clean porting. Don't go crazy with size. Just clean porting, especially in the bowl. Every engine needs bowl work. You know what I'm saying? Every engine needs bowl. Blend the seat down into the bowl. Gasket matching. Enough CFM. A 302 cubic inch engine needs to start at least a 600, 650, and you probably run a 750 on there and get vacuum secondary carburetor and get good results. Long tube headers, not a big diameter, small diameter long tube headers. I mean, it's hard to give you a recipe like that because there are so many different variations, my brother. Cass, thank you. Any opinion on the future of classic muscle car pony cars? I think the young will take reins. Where is it going to weigh 30s? No, I just had this conversation. I was just talking to my buddy Kiwi this morning about this. No, they're not going anywhere. The 60s and 70s cars have a completely different type of appeal. Than the 30s. People were doing 30s, 40s, 50s cars out of nostalgia. But when you get to the 60s and 70s cars, they have such a fucking universal appeal. I have so many young people on this channel that just are eat up with those fucking cars, and they're just waiting for us old fucks to drop dead so that they can scoop them up, and more power to them. To an extent. But yeah, they're waiting. They're waiting for us to fucking move on. They can scoop up all this stuff and have the same fun with it that we did. Magdar, thank you, sir. 5.2 or 5.9 Magnum for a gasser? I would just go with the 5.9. I remind you of all the buddies you go up. Yep, I am a tech. Oh, this thing's froze. Kiwi from B Buddies? No. Kiwi from Kiwi's Classic Custom down in Franklin. Did I ever build a tattoo guy's car? No, he just disappeared. What's going on, F-bombs? So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up soon here. I got a lot of things I got to cover and get to before the end of the night. We're moving on to an hour here. Ketchnov, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Teaching a dumb 16-year-old. No, you're not a dumb 16-year-old motherfucker. You are just you're learning. Okay, that doesn't make you dumb, right? You're learning, right? Don't ever call yourself dumb. And you're very welcome. You are why we do these videos. Get back to the daily build. Yes, tomorrow. What are my thoughts on the bullet car being sold for millions? Hey man, you got two people who want it and they got the loot. More power to them. Good night, Tim. Thank you. River Taff. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to the Daily Driver Series. Yeah, absolutely. Just recently bought a 67 Dart GT Slant for my 16th birthday. I'm looking forward to making it my daily. Excellent. Happy birthday. See, young guys, 16, right? These guys are into this stuff, right? So yeah. Oh man, River, I wish I could give you some more specific information, but yeah, I have a 67 GT also. It's got a 273 in it. It's hammered. The car's like really roast, but it runs great, right? So yeah, good luck with that. I know you'll get a lot of the stuff that we're working on. Fubar, thank you for posting the link. Anyway, listen, guys, I'm gonna pack it in. Thank you so much for joining us, Ari, John, Fubar. You guys, thank you for your keeping the chat tight, and we'll pop on here tomorrow night, probably around the same time as 7-8 o'clock. So that's it. I'm gonna call it a night. I see you guys tomorrow.